Shimelle Laine, and welcome to a new As It Happens scrapbooking video. So today I have printed this great big picture from Father's Day of my two silly boys in matching t-shirts, and I want to use this open space on the side of the photo to create a page that has this big photo, so your eye is still going to go to the picture, but it's going to have a lot of embellishment down this side. So I've printed this on an A4 a sheet of A4 photo paper, which means it's 11 3/4 wide, which gives me this little bit along the side. But because I'm going to be building everything on this side of the page, that's going to disappear behind all the layers anyway. So I think I'll have it right flush to the edge and then build everything over here. And to start off all that embellishment, I wanted to bring in as many different frames as I could fit nicely in this space. And I'm carrying on that that thought that I had a while back about mixing all my old and new stash, because everything still feels pretty new to me, even though some of it I've had for ages. So there's a great variety that I've pulled out here, stuff that's brand new and stuff that I've had for years. I wanted to take things like this sticker frame from the True Stories sticker book and then add a piece of pattern paper behind there. So I'm going to take some of this multicolored dot and put that behind there. This is the cappuccino pattern paper. It's green stripe on the other side. See how well I cut that? Yep, that'll fit. And then I'm just going to put it upside down so that I don't have to stick it just yet. I have this October afternoon chipboard which has these little frames, and I thought I would put some stickers behind them, behind the frames. And these two stickers are from a Dear Lizzie sticker book, this one. And I thought, since I have that multicolored dot there, I would pick up a little bit of this multicolored dot as well. Then I can just cut away the rest of the sticker to use it elsewhere or on another project. And I'd like a frame that has some yellow in it, something to frame a bit of yellow. Just trying to figure out the best piece. I want to use this little phrase somewhere on the page, but I wanted to include some of this in a frame. I think this wood grain frame might work really well. Yeah. So I can start to build along the side of the page here. Just going to be brave and start sticking. And since I'm sticking to that photo, that's where it's going to go. A tiny bit of paper there. Just line that up at the bottom. Okay. Then put something in here, and this one, I don't want this one to go at the edge because of the fancy edge to the frame. So we need another element up here. And I pulled out some little tags, so that might be a good spot. This is a Cosmo Cricket. Yeah. Cosmo Cricket tag that was just a set of all different tags. This, oh, sorry if you can hear that alarm. There's an alarm going off in the neighborhood. So this was a Cosmo Cricket tag set that were all different tags like that. They came out quite a long time ago. Just going to place that there without sticking it so that I can see what else I need to add in here. This perfect photo op label, which obviously is meant to go horizontally with the text, but I quite like it vertically. This is from a My Mind's Eye die cut pack, sorry. I think it'll go here, but I'm going to have to stop for a minute and wait for that silly alarm to stop going off. So hopefully they'll turn off their alarm in a second and we can keep going. Phew, okay, the alarm has finally gone off. Quite some time. Trust me, you would not want to have listened to it as long as I just did. So I'm going to use this on the vertical and see what else I might want in this little space here. And I wanted to dress up the top of this frame. So I have this crepe paper die cut that comes pre-stitched. So it's a little bit like cheating. I'm going to have all those layers but not have to turn on my sewing machine. And for the moment I'm just going to let everything run off the edge of the page, and then when it's all layered up I can trim all of that away. So I think this will sit here nicely. I'd like to have another little vertical piece there. So maybe, I think this one's going to come further down. So go ahead and cut this out. And what I wanted to use here was the full sentiment says, "We are so good together." And I just wanted to use the "so good together." So I think I will cut them into separate pieces. And then the way the wording is printed, so that these are in boxes, if I cut the box without a frame around the edge, it will look more like I made it from different pieces rather than cutting it out just from the same piece. So you know my little secret that all I did was cut it out from a piece of paper. But if you weren't watching, you wouldn't know that. You might think that I put it together from a variety of sources, which is the look I'm going for with the collage of embellishments down the side. Then I feel like I should be looking for some border type pieces. I have one of these borders here that might work. I don't want to put it in this space because I already have, it would run into this chipboard, but I could use it along this space. That's from that same October afternoon chipboard that had the frames, which is a couple years old now, but I still like it, so I'm going to keep using it. And here, what I want is, see if I put it right next to the edge of the yellow, where this frame ends, I end up with these two little pieces here. But you can't see where it ends. That just looks wrong to my eye, because you can't see the greater picture of what it is if you don't see the corner. So if I move it in a little bit, enough that I have just this edge here, and that you can see that bottom corner, and that makes me a lot happier. To carry on filling these spaces, I wanted to include this piece, which is a die cut from the True Stories die cut pack. But I want the text to be visible. And now this makes everything here go a little bit top heavy. I'd rather it be no further out than the edge of this gray frame. So I'm just going to trim away part of this edge to make it a bit more narrow. And then I should be able to fit it all in that space and not have it tip over the shelf, as it were. And go this direction because I've started vertical text in that direction at the bottom there, so I want to keep it going in the same way so that when you're trying to read it, you don't keep turning your head. And here I've got a little problem where the tops of these are so close, so I'm going to pull this up a little bit so that it purposely goes up. Oh, and I need to pull it up quite a bit because I want that monumental to be visible. And then I want to put the wood grain frame I want to put it here to bridge all of that together. And I'm okay with this, just this tiny little bit coming over the edge because it's not sitting on a shelf like this, and the nice edge looks nice against the background of the photo. Make sure that that's going to be legible, not covering up any letters. Okay. Then I want to come down here. I've got quite a lot of yellow up here. I'd like to bring in some yellow down here, and wouldn't mind adding more frame elements, so I'm going to cut this one from pattern paper. This is a True Stories paper, and it's yellow on the other side, by the way, with a little white dot pattern. So I want these to go all the way top and bottom of the page. I don't want it to run at the edge here, because then it would just be 3 frames all flush with the edge. I'd rather have something else here. I'll tuck this underneath the label. Maybe add a word sticker or something here. This is from the first Shimelle collection, the 6x6 pad. It also comes in 12x12, but obviously then the designs are all bigger. Bring this up to the top. Now this does bring in orange, which I don't really have elsewhere on the page yet, so I might need to add some of that color somewhere. I think this can come up to the top corner of the page, but I will need to then work with some space that it leaves at the top of that tag there. So I keep working like this, where I put things down and then I just have to find things to fill the little spaces that end up appearing. I need something here so that it's not a big stack of stuff resting on a really narrow base. I need this to go right down to the bottom of the page. I want something in this space. I want something here and something here. And then I can add fun little pieces in the frames that remain. Remember this pattern that I used, this just tiny little bit here? I'm going to use a little bit more of that sticker in this bottom stack here. So just see if I can get the backing off now that I've trimmed everything away. I probably did that in the wrong order. There we go. So pick all of this up, just stack it underneath. And I think, although I don't want it to feel like a tiny little base, again, just like this nice edge here, I'm going to bring it in just a little bit more narrow than the scallops so that all of that edge shows. And then this little space here, I thought I'd use these word stickers. And again, I want all my vertical text to go in the same direction. So that can go in that bottom corner, which means I need to come up to this top corner. I have a bigger space here, and then these smaller little spots. I may be able to cover the small spots with some little embellishments. There is that orange that I could use to bring back down, so I'll do that in a moment. But let's see what could fit. Do I bring more yellow here? Yeah, use one of these little yellow houses. Should fit just perfectly. These are Amy Tangerine stickers from way back in Ready, Set, Go. So to bring that orange down to here, maybe I bring this camera down here near where it says Perfect Photo Op, because that would make a little bit of sense. Shame I don't have any little hearts left in the orange. I've used them up. I just have houses left. So I might put another little house down there. We'll see. I'll keep them out just in case. And in this little frame, because they have sailboats on their shirts, and I have this Studio Calico die cut set which has sailboats in it, and I'm not going to use sailboats on much of anything, so I'm going to put it here. And it's vellum, but it's colored vellum. I'm going to see if I can get away with putting a pop top behind it, or if it's going to show really badly. I think it just might work. Or, you know what I should do? I want to cover up the 4 on the sail anyway, because the number 4 doesn't have anything. Oh, I have all the windows open because we're having a random heat wave in England, which doesn't happen very often. And if you've never been here, you'll know that you wouldn't necessarily know that we don't really do air conditioning or anything like that. We don't cool spaces here, so I just have all the windows open, and yeah, that means I have some little buzzy visitors. Okay, so I wanted to put something on top of that 4 because it doesn't have any meaning. Do I add in some pink? I might be pushing it just because I have so many colors there already. Maybe I'll find an enamel dot or a little red heart that I could... I have a red heart here. Okay. So this is from Sticker Book. Let's see if I can make it cover the entirety of that 4. There we go. So I can repeat that little heart, big heart, little heart. That'll work. I still want a slightly larger piece here. I have this sticker that I really love. This is a little fabric sticker. And it looks like I might need then just a tiny little border piece along the side. I think I'll go ahead. Stick that there. And then I thought about maybe just doing, these are from My Mind's Eye and they're clear stickers. No, not from My Mind's Eye. Sorry. They're from Me and My Big Ideas, Mambi. And I wondered if there would be a word sticker that would fit well there. But no. Now I'm looking, I wanted the white, the idea of the white text on there, but I think the white text, nothing is going to be quite the right size to fit, so I'll have to just save it for something else. Yeah. Okay, so I'll try that another day. I could go with another word from this sheet. Okay. move that in so it's not completely lined up with the edge of the yellow die cut. So it's just a tiny bit further into the page. Okay. And now everything there is covered. I can just start to add little pieces that just kind of give it a little bit more detail. And I thought about adding this row, row, row your boat banner just about there. I think I might be able to staple it on the side there. I went back to that sticker sheet, the Mambi sticker sheet, and this little circle with the arrow is from that, and that was a perfect little fit in terms of size and color. And it also has an arrow, and I want to put some arrows and pointing things into the embellishment of this page to kind of make light of the fact that they're both pointing, because it's his the thing that Wonder Boy does at the moment is point at stuff. So it just seemed like a good sticker there. Perfect little match. I'd liked to put something in the center of this one, but I didn't see anything on that sticker sheet that was just perfect. So keep looking and see what else might work. I've got quite a lot of yellow here. Might be nice to bring in some blue. So I think maybe this blue small heart, but that's going to get lost in there as it is. So I'm just going to put a pop dot on the back, and then look for something to go behind it and frame that so that it isn't quite so lost. I think it might use punch to bring in maybe some of that pattern from the top, if I have enough of that card left to punch a little shape. There it is. I'm wondering about doing just a partial partial circle here. Even that is a bit, that side works better. Okay, so I'll add some ink here. Let's see, more arrows pointing toward the photo. And that little heart in the middle. Be nice if I had a really tiny stamped word, so I think I might pull out some phrase stamps and see if anything's a good match. This little phrase stamp is in the True Stories collection, and it's all phrases. Some of the pictures show it as a date stamp, but it is a phrase stamp, and it comes with a little notepad. There's a date stamp in the first collection. The second collection has phrases. And there's a small phrase that says "be happy" that should fit in that spot. So I'm just going to ink it up with brown ink. My ink pad is a little bit squishy, so I just want to make sure that I don't have extra ink on the sides that might make my stamping too messy. We'll see if this will work with the chipboard in place. It's not perfect. I might stamp it one more time just on the yellow paper that I haven't already punched, and then I could punch it again if I needed to. See if I can get it cleaner if I stamp it here. Except I haven't thought that through, and I've done it upside down for the way I need to add the punch. So let me try a third time. Third tries can be perfect, right? Okay. Those edges clean. So I'm wanting it to be about here. Okay, stamped clean. Now I need to punch my circle so that that fits. brown ink to the edges, and then I'm going to trim this up a little bit because I didn't get it to that perfect size. So just take this one off. Replace it with this one, which has the better stamping. Get that stuck right in the center, and then finally go back to my little blue heart sticker that I started with. And while I'm thinking of things that are blue, I wanted to bring in this lovely light blue of their t-shirts. Scatter that around here. I also have this spot to cover, so some blue enamel dots to the rescue. I'm just going to spread them down the page. So I've got 3 of that large size, and then I go back and zigzag some small ones, or medium sized. And then 3 little tiny ones, I think. Those are Doodlebug enamel dots. They do those packs where you get 3 shades of the same color, which can come in handy if you like that little detail. I feel like this needs something here, which could be another stamped phrase. So, try stamping it right onto the background, and the first time that doesn't frighten me, because if I don't get it perfect and I don't like it, then I can just add another piece on top. In this case, I think I'm just going to stamp it a few times, and that also works with the imperfect stamping. Before I put that ink pad away, I'm liking, now that I've done that with kind of the messy stamping there, and this little ledger paper looks like it would be nice with that same technique. So if I can find a third phrase that would work, then I can do that again. Go, and I think I might bring in a date stamp as well and put the date there on the other side here. Same technique. And I don't have to worry about it being imperfect. The more that it appears that way, the more it looks like it's meant to be that way. And obviously those 2 times it was meant to be that way. Okay, just looking to see if there's anything else I want to add to this column. Now, I haven't added a title or my journaling yet, and I do have that in mind. What I want to add is this piece, which is so perfect. I have this pointing hand, which was in that same tag set as the heart there by Cosmo Cricket, but I've just turned it into a rectangle instead of a tag shape. I'm going to tuck that behind Now I'm not going to fill this space entirely. I have that, and I have a die cut heart. Which I'll put on a pop dot. And then I'm going to put my title up there and my journaling here. So all the time is on that that little strip. I feel like I should bring some yellow over to there. Let's see how much space is left in this little card that I've been punching from. Yep, I can still get one of those. Bring that yellow over. And I have this chipboard banner border piece that's from the same pack as the frames in this one. And I thought, actually, so then I should bring this up a little bit, but I thought that would tie everything together, but maybe. And I can run my title along here, which do with these stickers. These are Daily Flush from October Afternoon. Only annoying thing is that this set in this font, it comes with 2 sheets, so there's a block alphabet on the back. But in the font where the individual letters are cut out, it does not have numbers, it only has letters and punctuation. It would have been nice to be able to put Father's Day 2015, but I can't because there's not letters there, or not numbers. So just do the lettering and not worry about the rest. Okay, time for me to tell the truth. I started with the lettering here, so that it was up a little bit higher and above this, and then ran across. Decided I didn't like that because then I had this trapped space underneath the title to the right of this border sticker. I've moved it down to this edge here, and I don't like that either, and I can't come up with something that will fit in this gap to make this balanced and feel like it works. So I'm going to try one more thing, and it may go horribly wrong. I'm going to pull the stickers up and see if I can move them down to here and put my journaling at the top and the title at the bottom. But I have no idea what's going to happen when I pull this sticker off of this paper, this photo. Well, it's not perfect, but it could have been much worse. So I think I will then use this bottom edge of the photo as the baseline, which means it is going to overlap the photo more than it did at the top. And the reason I'm using a baseline is because I have this Y that's a descending letter. Now, it seems like every time I do one of these layouts, I have some sort of issue that comes to mind. Okay, so descending letters is my issue today. I really find it jarring to the eye when you move, especially in lowercase, when you move a descending letter up so that it's the same height. So if I did this, because that puts it in the same spot, it just drives me mad. So it's got to be that baseline is where the letters should be for me. Other people would probably not. Some of you will have no problem moving the ascenders and descenders around so that they match, but I'm thinking that some of you will be like me and feel it needs to be in the right place. It needs to be in the spot where the handwriting book would tell you it goes. So yeah, there's my issue for today. I will say this font, it looks so lovely on the sticker sheet. I find it quite difficult to work with actually, and I still bought it in every color, but I have quite a few letters in all the colors left because I find it hard to work with, and that's because some of the letters join up and some of them don't. So just be aware. I suppose it's more along the lines of that hybrid handwriting that's taught now sometimes that was not taught when I was learning handwriting at school, where some letters are printed and some letters are more like cursive. So this A looks like, aside from the little stylish gap, looks like how I was taught to write a cursive A. But this is more like my printed F, it's just rounded on top, where I was taught that loopy F that comes down like this, ascending and descending and then back. Does that make sense? To you know, that's what I was taught back in the day. It was a long time ago. Maybe handwriting has changed entirely since then. Let's not comment on that. Okay, so I'm going to use my white Jelly Roll pen to do my journaling at the top and just add that year down here. Even though I have the date there, I just feel better if the pen appears at the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to write my journaling in this space at the top, so just backward from where I had planned at the beginning. All that's left is for me to take off the edges, the things that have gone over these edges. So I'll just flip it over and trim them back so that I'm back to my 12 by 12 on the top here too. And there we go, all finished. Thanks so much for watching. I'd love to see if you want to try something with building lots of bits and pieces into a little side border for your page. Please do tag me and let me know. I'll leave a link in the comments. I'd love to see it. Thanks so much for watching and happy scrapping!